So it's no secret, I'm a big hater of WEBTOON, right? I'm not a fan of the platform. I've talked time and time again about how almost everything on it is pure dog shit. That being said, something I've also consistently said I almost said over the years, but over several videos, is that there are still things on WEBTOON that I actually like. So in today's video, I figured let's just talk about some of them. This isn't going to be like a comprehensive list of every WEBTOON I like because I don't know why. I just didn't do that. Now, once again, I want to reiterate, I am not a fan of this platform. Probably, I don't know, 86% of the series on WEBTOONs suck mega ass, and most of them are some weird erotic fan fiction written by a turbo virgin who has never nor will ever be loved. With that out of the way, though, let's talk about a few series that I like on the platform that I think you should probably check out. Before that, though, let's talk about something. There's probably going to be a common theme or themes that are true for all of the series I talk about, so I figured let's just get them out of the way. One is fighting. I like fighting. I like fighting in real life. I think it's fun. It's cool. It's like a great activity, and I like watching it and reading it because, again, it's fun and cool. So I'm assuming that is going to be a common theme like throughout the entire video. And on top of that, I know this sounds mean, and that's because it is, and I don't feel bad about it, but WEBTOON authors are usually not of the highest caliber, so fighting series really work for their talents, right? Like, for a fighting series, you just need good art, you need a semi-coherent story, at least, and, you know, the cool characters and cool fighting can really carry it a long ways. It would be nice, obviously, to have really good writing and really good fighting, but you get what I mean. Character-driven stories on the platform are usually pretty trash. However, in all the series I'm about to talk about, except The Boxer, I think the quality of writing is actually fairly high. I think the characters work. I think the story's good. But since I said The Boxer, I figured that's the first one we'll talk about. The Boxer. If you haven't read this one, it's pretty self-explanatory from the name. It's a boxing manga, boxing manhwa, and I think it was a no-brainer that I would like this. You know, big fan of boxing in real life. It was my favorite fighting sport that I did personally. I loved Hajime no Ippo. I watch boxing very regularly in real life. I have for a long time. So this was kind of an easy one. And like I said, the quality of writing is not stellar in this. And it doesn't really need to be. This is a good example of something that objectively is just very simple. There's a lot of cliches, a lot of things we've seen done a million times, characters that we've seen done a million times, but I think that might be the reason I enjoy it. It's just because I get to see super over-the-top, unrealistic boxing, and I don't have to be weighed down by a bunch of shit. You know, it's sort of like food. You know, not every meal needs to be elegance to the utmost degree. You know, like, I like Wagyu as much as the next guy, I feel like, but you get tired of that shit. Sometimes you want, like, a Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell, and you just want to eat garbage. And, like, it's not that good, but you're like, this is what I need right now. Now, out of all of the series I'm going to be talking about, The Boxer is by far the newest. And me personally, I've only read up to chapter 36. I believe there's 40 out currently. So it's, like I said, it's new. And it's actually fairly slow. There are obviously slower ones, but it's like right in the middle. It's slower than I'd want it to be, but it's not so slow that it's, cough, cough, unordinary. But it's also not, there's not like a fight every episode like other ones. But like I said earlier, from what I've seen, it isn't going to have anything groundbreaking. It's not going to blow your mind with its complex characters and themes about society, but it's a fun read, and it's a fun read about a next-level boxer that will never exist in real life. Like I said before, I didn't say it, but since I brought up my love of boxing, I'm probably biased because of that. But I really have the least to say about this series. I'm done with it. I'm done talking about it. I'm not done with it, I'll keep reading it. Next up, we have a series that's actually, I'm surprised at how much I like it, because character dramas are usually not my thing, like, period. Doubly so when on WEBTOON, but Weak Hero, which is the name of the series I'm talking about currently, it's actually something I still like, despite being a character drama first and foremost. It's another fighting series. It's going to have a lot of fighting, probably 1 to 2 fights an average per chapter. Now, the nice thing about Weak Hero is that they focus a lot on fighting. We see a ton of fighting, but it actually has decent characters with believable motivations. Like, they actually seem human, which is nice. It's a nice change of pace from things like Unordinary. God, I hate Unordinary so much. But Weak Hero is pretty cool. Weak Hero is like what Unordinary wants to be, basically. It's also kind of nice for me because it basically allows me to read what the high school life that I wanted, just out of all of the webtoons I've ever read, Weak Hero is the one that I would want to actually live in and be a part of the most, because that's just like the ideal world, dude. Just any dispute you have, just being able to like smash someone's face in over it. Oh, that's perfect. Next up, we have one that I am sure most people will know, and that's Lookism. And again, fighting. This is actually probably the least fighting well, okay, so we're going to need to talk about this. Lookism, at this point, is very much focused only on fights. That being said, for a good chunk of Lookism, it's actually not solely based on fighting. The fights are good. It's fun to watch them kill each other. That's like what we all want to be doing. But what's nice is that you actually do get some running commentary about how superficial and judgmental society is, which I've heard a lot of people find it pretty heavy-handed, and it is, but I think it's still pretty good. It's a hit-or-miss series, I will say that. Like, there have been several times where there's, like, obviously there's little mini arcs in the series, and some of them have really lost me, and then some will bring me back. So, Lookism is one that I would recommend if you like fighting, you don't mind more, I'm going to say, romanticized, idealistic. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it really is like the most exaggerated version of modern society, but hey man, you might like it, so check it out. Obviously, I've talked about it so much, I've made dedicated videos to it. Obviously, I gotta talk about God of High School. I mean, like, come on, bruh. Obviously, this has to be on there. It's pretty well known at this point that I like the series. Same with Tower of God. But with God of High School, out of all of the fighting-focused manhwa that I'm currently aware of, this one's, the top dog for fights. It's sad that the anime for Tower of God and God of High School Tower of God fell flat and God of High School kind of is, but hey, that's showbiz, baby. And the final one I want to talk about, and it's actually one that I really like, and I only have one serious complaint about, is Eleceed. Now, this is one I actually don't really want to spoil, like, literally any aspect of this series, but Eleceed, all you need to know is it's got a experienced veteran manhwa artist and creator behind it. It's pretty good. The only complaint I have is that it's similar to Unordinary in its pacing sometimes. It just is too slow, but it's a good read. It's definitely worth reading. And to end the video, I figure I will ask myself a question that I feel like some people will be thinking is, would I want these to be made into anime, right? Manhwa anime is becoming a thing. Like, that's just the way of the future, and would I want these animated? Obviously, Tower of God and God of High School are already animated, but for the Boxer, Weak Hero, Lookism, and Eleceed, would I want them animated? Yeah, I think so, actually. I mean, I don't think any of them are going to change the game. Probably the one I want animated the least is Weak Hero, to be honest. But I would be down for any of these to be animated except Weak Hero. Probably the one I would want animated the most would be Eleceed. But yeah, no, I think they would all make great additions to the new manhwa subgenre of anime. But there you go. I just made a horrible, terrible video about talking about... I mean, it feels so unnatural for me to do this. This was a very uncomfortable video to make, but I promised I would. And there you go. It turned out like dog shit. And here, what was that, like 6 series that I liked on Webtoons? There you go. Everything else sucks mega ass.